everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Crack That, turning problems into solutions. This is me Priyasha Das, and in today's video I'll be up with the concept of punctuation rules, which is very essential for learning the skill of filtering the data from the reading comprehension, as well as this is a direct question in many omits as well. So let's discuss this in today's video. But before that, let me tell you about the CAT and omit free combat test of Unacademy. This is going to take place on 6th of March live at 12 noon. You will be answering 30 questions in a time frame of 1 hour, and this is an absolutely free test. The questions are made according to the CAT level, guys. So this is the best opportunity for you to give a free early mock without paying a single penny. What you just need to do is enroll into this combat using the link in the description box, and you also stand a chance to win scholarships worth 1 crore, and this scholarships will also be applicable to the rank holders up to 200. So make sure that you enroll into this test, give this free test, have a flavor of this free test so that you get to know your areas of strength and weaknesses as well. And don't forget to use my code Priyasha10 while enrolling into this free test. And if you're planning to go for any subscription and join new batches of Unacademy, then Unacademy is coming up with 3 new batches. On 5th of March, it is releasing the Rise batch. On 9th of March, the Vision batch and the Road to Success batch. All of these batches are having different tutors. So check out the link in the description box to know about it in detail. Watch the videos of the tutors and decide accordingly which batch to choose. And yes, for this you would need a subscription, and for subscribing, don't forget to use my code Priyasha10, because that will give you an additional instant discount of 10%, which would be really helpful for your journey. And yes, it would also give you some additional features of the Unacademy app as well. So don't forget to use my code and use the links in the description box to subscribe to Unacademy. Now let's get our video started. Hi guys, so today in this video we'll be learning about punctuation rules, but before that we'll be answering the questions of the practice set 3. So if you haven't watched the video of figures of speech, the one before it, then please go and watch it and get the PDF also, which will be there in the description box as well as the first comment. So make sure you check it out from there and do these questions on your own, and then you can check back the answers from this videos. So here's the answer for the first question. We see that the first question is as proud as a peacock. So because we are using the word as to make a comparison, that will turn out to be a simile. In case we would have made a comparison but not used the word like as and like, then that would have become a metaphor. The second question is a chug, chug, chug of the train echoed down the hill while a cloud of smoke rose up to the blue western sky. So the word chug, chug, chug are the different kinds of sounds which actually depict the same meaning as the sound they are producing. And when anything like this happens, like bang, chuck, okay, like whoosh, these kind of sounds are called as onomatopoeia. Okay, onomatopoeia. So this is the figure of speech used in the second part. Now the third part, let's read the third sentence. Turn off your television set. Turn them off now. Turn them off right now. Turn them off and leave them off. Turn them off right in the middle of the sentence. I'm speaking to you now. So turn off, turn off, turn off, turn off, turn off in all the parts. So when a single word is getting repeated in different sentences or parts of sentences, then that is called as anaphora. Okay, so that is called as anaphora, generally seen in prose and generally seen in the very poem kind of things, where we see this word is getting repeated again and again to make it more important. Now the fourth sentence is substituting the word euthanasia for mercy killing or killing the terminally ill. So here we are trying to replace a very harsh word with a very mild and indirect word. And if you remember the example of what I gave you, for calling someone who's dead, we say passed away. Just like that, euthanasia is killing a person, but we call it mercy killing or killing of the terminally ill, and that figure of speech is called as the euphemism. That figure of speech is called as euphemism. Now, the fifth and the last sentence was I had so much homework last night that I needed a pickup truck to carry all my books home. So this is an exaggeration of more work. And when we are exaggerating our work, this is called as hyperbole. Hyper means more. So you can remember it like this, that this figure of speech is hyperbole. So with this, we completed the like practice set 3 questions. Now we'll start with our video. So that is related to punctuations. You know that punctuations have always been a very essential part of any sentence, and it changes the meaning of the sentence completely if we just, you know, fidget with few punctuations. Like the example is right there in front of your screen. Woman, comma, without her man, comma, is nothing. That means a woman without her man will be nothing. This is the meaning which is coming out of the first part of the sentence, right? But if I put an exclamation mark in place of a comma over here, and then I put a comma after her rather than man, then the meaning absolutely changes. Have a look. Woman, without her, man is nothing. So here the meaning is absolutely the opposite, but the words used are exactly same. So this is just to depict how punctuations can make a hell lot of a change in a particular meaning of a sentence. So that's why punctuations are directly asked in omits like SNAP, IIFT, TISNET. They are like very much worried about punctuations. So it's better to learn them from the very beginning. And when it comes to examinations like CAT, ZAT, and other, where you don't get a direct question on punctuations, but you get questions on para jumbles, para summary, and things like that. So there, the knowledge of punctuation is very important, because using the punctuation, especially in the RCs, of course, if you guys have not seen my golden rules of RC videos, which is there in the verbal playlist, then please go and check it out, because usage of the punctuations helps us to filter out the information which we need and which we don't need in the RC. And you know that RCs are really lengthy and verbose when it comes to exams like CAT and ZAT. So if you cannot filter out the information from those lengthy passages, it will be really difficult to answer more number of questions with accuracy in the exams like CAT and ZAT. So that's why we need to have a good knowledge about punctuations. Now let's start with the first punctuation, that's comma. So use comma to separate independent clauses in a sentence. Like example, the game was over is an independent clause. Okay, the crowd refused to leave is an independent clause, but they are connecting this with the help of a structured word, that is but, and therefore they are trying to give a comma here. Like yesterday was her brother's birthday, this is a sentence in itself. Okay, so that's an independent clause. And then she took him out to dinner is also an independent clause, but we are connecting it using the structured word so. So when we are doing this, we are adding a comma there. The second stage of usage of a comma is when introductory words are there or phrases are there, then we put it before the main clause. Okay, that clauses that come before the main clause have it, like while I was eating. So see, while I was eating, comma, the cat scratched at the door. Now, the cat scratched at the door is actually the main clause, and the clause which is coming before it, that I was eating, while I was eating, that needs a comma. Similarly, if you are ill, so again condition, if you are ill, you ought to see a doctor. You ought to see a doctor is independent itself, and the clause which comes before this main clause, you are ill, will be supported by a comma. If you are ill, comma, you ought to see a doctor. Now this is something interesting, Oxford comma, when dealing with the lists. Okay, serial comma, Oxford comma, Harvard comma are names given to commas, okay, with the different stature of meaning. This is something in detail you should know later, not now. Okay, if you just Google it, you will come across it. So I'm not discussing that right now, just letting you know that when we are trying to depict the information separately, like 3 different fruits, I use a comma. Now, moving down, we will move across colon now. So in colon, what happens? It should be used after a complete statement in order to introduce one or more directly related ideas, series of direction, list, quotation, comment, explaining the statement, or even examples. So we generally follow a rule in RCs that if something comes after colon, that is generally a depiction of the same idea or an example or an explanation of the thing which has been already mentioned before the colon. And if you are good to go with the thing which is already mentioned before the column, you need not pay attention to what is written after it. In case you understood it, in case you did not, then you can use the examples on the right side of the colon to understand the context better. But like here, the daily newspaper contains 4 sections. So you will see that in the RCs, the things will be always asked from the part before the colon. Because if you understood that, it's more than enough. Questions related to the examples are very rarely seen in the RCs. Now, the next thing which we need to do is the strategies. So, the strategies of a corporist industrial unionism has proven ineffective. Then what? Compromises and concessions. So, what is ineffective? Compromises and concessions. So, when we are depicting something, we also use colon. Now, next coming down quickly to semicolon. So, semicolon is used to join the related independent clauses in compound sentences. So, that's the difference. Okay. It's a construction within a compound sentence. So, Jim worked hard to earn his degree. Consequently, he was certain to achieve a distinction. So this is what? This is joining ideas. You want to join the ideas that he wanted a degree to achieve a distinction. And if you are trying to join it in a compound sentence, you need a structured word also. Then next sentence is Jane overslept by 3 hours. She was going to be late for the work again. So this is two different ideas you see, but connected together in a sentence using a colon because both are related to each other. She will be late. Why? She will be late because she overslept. Now, semicolon is used to separate the items in a series of the elements, already including commas. Now, this is again a very special usage of semicolon, so please pay attention to this. Members of the band include Harold Roston, clarinist. So here we have a comma, but here we have a semicolon. That means that Harold Roston is the clarinist of the group, division number 1. Division number 2, Tony Alupo is the tuba player and Lee Jefferson is the trumpster. Okay, so that's how we depict things if we have double information, comma and semicolon together. Now, another very important punctuation is the parenthesis. So, parenthesis means the brackets. Okay, so why do we use the brackets? To add some extra non-essential information, which can be like dates, sources, ideas that are really not related to the present sentence about which we are talking. And just take an example of before arriving at the station, the old train, someone said it was a relic of the frontier days, caught fire. So the main idea is the old train caught fire, but giving a description, small description about the train is just an additional idea which you will depict in parenthesis. Now the next is dash and hyphen. So when it comes to dash and hyphen, use the dash to emphasize a point or to set out an explanatory comment. Like for some of you, my proposal may seem radical, even evolutionary. So that's an explanation to it. Hyphen, use an hyphen to join two or more words, okay, with a single adjective format. Like this is very easy. Ex-husband, self-assured, mid-September, okay, 45. This is where we use the hyphens. Now there is a very slight change to be noticed here, that make sure you use it before, okay, a noun like chocolate covered peanuts. But if you are writing it the other way around, that the peanuts are chocolate covered, then you will not be using any hyphen here. All right. So these are some examples of hyphens: ex-husband, self-assured, mid-September, all-inclusive, t-shirts. Now let's do few questions related to it. That would be interesting. Here is my list: oranges, garbages, garbage bags, and a toothbrush. After the word list, identify which one of the following is required. So here, what should we add? That's the question. This is a direct question from Snap, guys. So here we need a colon because I am talking about a list and I am depicting my list, giving example or explaining about my list. So here we need a colon. Similarly, in the second question, dash is used to mark the end of the declarative and imperative sentences. This is very interesting. Why? Because I did not tell about this in the video. The answer is period. Period is full stop, guys. Full stop. Okay, so full stop is used, or period is used to mark the end of any imperative sentence. Isn't it interesting? And along with this type of question format, I have not come across with an example where you will be asked to add a punctuation. So don't worry, in the practice set, I'll be giving you questions from all these three sections, either choosing it this way or choosing it this way, or adding punctuations to the existing sentence. So if you found this video useful, please like this video, share it with more and more people, and don't forget to keep practicing from the PDFs which I'll be providing in the description box as well as the first comment. And if you are new to this channel, then please subscribe to this channel. I'm up with videos like this for preparing you from the basics for your CAT 2022. And I'll be coming up with the next video. But till then, you have to take care of yourself and keep watching my videos. Thank you so much for watching this.